and the minister who drafts all of our laws. And we are confident that we can work with him to help realize the policies and laws that will move legal education forward in a productive manner. Another member of the cabinet, also an alumnus of our school, who was until recently Deputy Chief of Staff to the President, and who is now the Minister for Lands and Resources, Honorable Abu Jinapor, is also here. Indeed, before COVID, our school had started working with him on our endowment fund. We hope that the public and private sector companies in his current sector will not, as we say in Ghana, disgrace him and contribute massively to the endowment fund. Also here today is the German ambassador. You would realize that the conference is being co-sponsored by GIZ, and so he's here to join us for the event. Our calm, collected, visionary, first female vice-chancellor of the university, Professor Nana Bapia Amfo, who we are working hard to create in her heart a very soft spot for our school, is also here. She's ably supported by two lieutenants, the Pro-Vice-Chancellor for Academic and Student Affairs, Professor Daniel Ofori, who doubles as the provost of our college, the College of Humanities, and is therefore my immediate boss. And the Pro-Vice-Chancellor for Research, Innovation, and Development, Professor Felix Ankuma Santi, who has joined us online. The Registrar of the University, Mrs. Emilia J. Mensah, is also present here today, and so too are the provosts of the other colleges. Professor Julius Fobul, the provost of the College of Health Sciences, Professor Boateng Anwana Ajiman, provost for the College of Basic and Applied Sciences, and Professor Martin Otinga Bebio, the acting provost for the College of Education, all good friends of ours. Also present are several deans and directors. Your Excellency, after today's opening, we will start tomorrow with the conference proper. Most of the legal heavyweights of this country will be present or joining us online. Let me give just a sample from those of them joining us today in person and online. We all know Nana Dr. SKB Asante, Professor Kilaka Soya. Both Professor Albert Fiajo and Professor Dateba called to say that they have joined online. Professor Ikuya Kwenye here, Justice Professor Mensa Bonsu, Mr. Kweku Ansasari, Dr. Benjamin Kumbo, Ms. Gloria Foribedu, Professor Lydia Porin Kansa, Mr. A. Sankuma, Honorable Dr. Dominic Ayine, Professor Kwaju Epiaje Atua, Ms. Isabel Boateng, Professor Kofi Obochi, Dr. Peter Tupari, Mrs. Juliette Dueje, Mrs. Victoria Bath. We also have other experts, Professor Cynthia Forson of Lancaster University, and Professor Daniel K. Chirifu, the Director of Academic Quality Assurance Unit of the university, joining us. I would like to also recognize the presence of other ministers and deputy ministers of state and members of parliament, including those on the committees of constitutional, legal, and parliamentary affairs and education. Before I take my seat, let me in particular welcome my colleague deans from various West African law faculties. Professor Igwe Bolodioku, Dean, Faculty of Law, University of Lagos, Nigeria. The Honorable Justice Dr. Abu B.M. Benakamara, Dean of the Faculty of Law, Furabe College, University of Sierra Leone. Professor Alaulu Opadere, Dean, Faculty of Law, University of the Gambia. We also have Professor Anthony Diala, Director of the Center of Legal Integration in Africa at the University of Western Cape in South Africa. My former lecturer, Mr. Kwesi Prempe Ek, the Director of Legal Education and of the Ghana School of Law, is also here, as well as some 15 deans of law faculties in Ghana and some of their lecturers. To conclude, Your Excellency, this conference could not come at a more auspicious time. considering the palpable challenges facing legal education in Ghana and Africa. The curious thing is that this is not new. As far back as 1950, the foundations of legal education in Ghana were laced with these same challenges. Witness the following excerpt from the 4th November 1958 edition of the Graphic newspaper. Ghana Law School opens next month. First course barred to outsiders. The Ghana Law School is to open in Accra on December 29th, and 50 Ghanaian students, with 50 Ghanaian students. At a 60-minute press conference held in Accra yesterday, Professor H.J.A. Lang, Director of Legal Education, said this first course would be for legal practitioners and would be legal practitioners and restricted to Ghanaians because of a lack of accommodation. Classes, according to Professor Lang, will be held in the Supreme Court on weekdays between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. The fee for a whole year's course would be £59, payable in installments. Distinguished guests, it is evident from the extract above that the challenges of legal education are not new, nor much different from what we are facing today. Perhaps the only difference would be that the challenges embedded in the institution are now so pronounced that we can no longer sweep them under the carpet. It is not good for the problems of legal education in 1958 to be still with us in 2021, exactly 63 years later. But, Your Excellency, this too shall pass. It has therefore become incumbent on us, the stakeholders, to take action and begin the process of reforming legal education in Ghana. In furtherance of this, at the end of October, the Deans of Law, all 15 of us, and the Director of Legal Education met at a conference, the first conference of law deans, to deliberate on these issues and to subsequently present them to His Excellency through the Chief Justice and the Attorney General. We are hoping that the endowment fund His Excellency will launch today, which I am happy to report has already received contributions from a number of judges, lawyers, and law firms, will provide the needed resources to help reform both the soft and hard aspects of legal education, from curriculum and teaching methodologies to classroom space and teaching aids. As I take my seat, I would like to once again thank His Excellency the President of the Republic, all the dignitaries here present, and each one of you for coming, and to wish all of us a very fruitful and productive conference over these 4 days. I thank you for your attention.
We're grateful to you for that warm note of welcome and for articulating so well our agenda for the next 4 days. The Dean of the University of Ghana Law School, Professor Raymond Atuguba. This morning, Mr. President, it's my pleasure to invite for her salutatory address, University of Ghana's first, I beg your pardon, female Vice Chancellor. Would you make welcome Professor Nana Aba Appiah Amfo.
Thank you. Your Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana, Right Honorable Joseph Osei-Wusu, Acting Speaker of the Parliament of Ghana, His Lordship Justice Jones Doche, Acting Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, Honorable Godfred Odame, Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Honorable Abu Jinapor, Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, other Honorable Ministers and Deputy Ministers of State present, both here and online, leadership and members of the Parliament of Ghana, justices of the Superior Court of Judicature, members of senior management and colleagues, as well as other colleagues from other institutions who are present here, the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Permit me to welcome you all to the University of Ghana for this important gathering aimed at ensuring the growth and development of legal education in Ghana. The fact that you have taken time off your busy schedules to grace this occasion is very heartwarming. I wish to especially welcome His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and to thank him for attending my induction on the 26th of October 2021. The fact that you have again adjusted your schedule to be with us here makes me hopeful that this signals a commitment to working with me and the University of Ghana to ensure its continued growth. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, as the oldest and leading law school in Ghana, it is imperative that the University of Ghana School of Law takes a leading role in contributing to addressing the challenges facing legal education in Ghana. Convening this conference is a step in the right direction. During my tenure as Vice Chancellor, I intend to work closely with the school to help address the issues that would be discussed at this conference. Indeed, if you have a very focused and hard-working dean like we have now, who is working assiduously to bring change and progress to the school, you really don't have any other option but to have the School of Law, the University of Ghana School of Law, in your heart. Since its establishment decades ago, the University of Ghana School of Law has trained many renowned personalities who have played several key roles, not only in the legal profession, but also in the governance of the country and in the global community. And I'm glad so many of you are able to join us here this morning. It indicates your commitment towards the continued growth of the University of Ghana School of Law. We all remain committed to ensure that this trend continues. It is imperative that our School of Law here at Legon continues to provide the best of legal education which prepares our students to compete favorably on the job market, both locally and internationally. We will do this by continuing to ensure that our students get the best training possible, including exposure to experiential learning to adequately prepare them for the world of work. While we do our part, it is important to acknowledge the broader issues facing legal education in Ghana, over which we have very little control, particularly the issue of LLB holders gaining admission to the Ghana School of Law. This has been of serious concern to us as a university. Several solutions have been proposed, and I am certain that over the course of this conference, some of the discussions will touch on this critical issue. Apart from the issues relating to admission to the Ghana School of Law, a lot has been said about the quality of training provided to LLB holders by the various law faculties. These include the general quality of the faculties which have been accredited to run the LLB program, the adequacy of the human and material resources available at law faculties to properly train students, especially deficits in training staff, lecture halls, and libraries, the quality content of curricula and teaching methodologies prevalent in the faculties and at the professional level, the failure of the existing curriculum and teaching methodologies to meet current and future market needs of the country and internationally, and great emphasis on training students for litigation at the expense of other aspects of legal education. I'm glad our Dean touched on training in both the soft and hard aspects of legal education. Your Excellency, as the foremost institution of higher learning in Ghana, I believe that a conference under our aegis is the best forum to interrogate these issues and come out with appropriate options for their resolution. As a school and a university, we will continue to do our part by providing the best legal education possible while ensuring that tuition remains affordable. However, we need your help. The launch of the University of Ghana School of Law Endowment Fund is a welcome idea. The benefits of having a well-managed endowment fund to provide the resources for sterling legal education cannot be overstated. It is my fervent hope that you will all contribute generously to the fund. Once again, I welcome everyone here, especially our friends from law faculties in Burkina Faso, La Côte d'Ivoire, Liberia, Nigeria, the Gambia, and Sierra Leone, who have joined us here in person, and the deans of law and law lecturers from across the globe who have joined us virtually. Welcome, bienvenue à tous. I pray that we have a fruitful and productive conference. Thank you for coming, and may God bless us all. Thank you.
We say thank you to you, the first female Vice-Chancellor of the University of Ghana, Professor Nana Aba Appiah-Ampho. This certainly is not going to be a talk show because of the foundation of our Vice-Chancellor from Holy Child School, which says facta non verba, action and not words. This morning we proceed by acknowledging a great partner in this quest, the GIZ, the implementing agency of the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, BMZ, which operates services in the fields of international cooperation for sustainable development and international education work, while remaining dedicated to shaping a future worth thriving or worth living around the world. With a presence in Ghana since 1983, they've done a groundswell of work, and for the next few minutes, I ask that you lend your attention to the screen as we show you a little video.
The rule of law and a transparent justice system lay the foundations for inclusive and fair development. The project focuses on the promotion of the rule of law and judiciary in Africa, with access to justice initiatives and the improvement of the legal framework for entrepreneurs. Some of the activities include summer schools with universities across Africa, and supporting students with their participation at international legal competitions. Establishing networks and trainings with African bar associations, improving e-justice and digitalization in the justice sector, and developing a web application for case law in Ghana that provides a collection of Ghana's legal decisions. Training detainees of Ghanaian prisons in creating face masks and hand sanitizers and distributing these to local communities. Providing legal services in rural communities in Côte d'Ivoire with a mobile legal...
Good morning, Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Acting Speaker of Parliament, Acting Chief Justice of the Republic, Attorney General, Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, and most importantly, Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana, Nana Aba Appiah-Ampho. Dear members of Parliament, members of the Supreme Court, representatives of the universities, deans of the law schools, including, of course, and most importantly, maybe also the representatives of the universities from the regions, media, dear ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. I'm the newly appointed ambassador to Ghana. I took office here in September, and so I'm still in the phase where I have the privilege of being at many firsts, and so this is the first appearance here at this prestigious university, and my first appearance at the renowned School of Law. And I hope that based on my today's performance, I will be allowed to come back again. Because Germany and the German embassy is very strongly supporting any activities in the field of rule of law. And I know that there are very interesting ideas floating around between the school and Germany, including one about African leadership in developing the legal framework for digitalization. I think that's a very exciting field of cooperation, and I hope I will have a chance to follow up on this. I have to admit one thing. I never attended a law school. So it's a remarkable privilege for me here to be here. It's at the same time maybe worth noting that Germany is a country where most heads of government never attended a law school. So I feel a little bit more comfort. Maybe the good news for Ghana and German relation is, as we know, you also shared this with me, Mr. President, that your excellent working relationship with our outgoing Chancellor, Angela Merkel, she broke the 8, but not the 16. So she will be leaving office, and we will have next week, most likely, a new government sworn in. And the good news for the bilateral relation is that the designated Chancellor attended law school. So I think it is a very promising detail I wanted to share with you, and this also makes me believe that, that we will continue our very intensive relationship. Ghana is Germany's premium partner, how I like to call it, in West Africa, and we always view Ghana not only as a premium partner in our bilateral relations, but we value very much Ghana's role and the role of the President in the regional context as President and Chair of the ECOWAS at this time. And so also this activity has this, from our side at least, we do have this in the backhand, that we hope that your discussion, your projects will also spread in your region and encourage and trigger other universities to engage in their own reform processes. Now, we are all excited to listen to the President, so I will just 2 comments as a humble political scientist and ambassador regarding reforming legal education. Number one is in Germany, we have attached, and we are still attaching, a lot of importance on the question of access to legal education. So unlike studying medicine, pharmacy, or other countries, there are no barriers based on school exam notes to attend law school. This is considered to be highly important in our system. We believe that the legal education system should be as open as possible for all parts of society, regardless of their social background and family background or whatsoever. And the second comment I wanted to make is I just on Friday last week met with representatives from the African Union, African Female Leaders Network, and they are establishing a chapter, they call it, in Ghana. And this refers to the aspect of gender, which I think is also an aspect that should be taken into account, and I think it would merit a university where the first vice chancellor now is a female leader, that also this aspect is well reflected in your thoughts. With this, I hope that this conference, where Germany is proud to be among the sponsors, will help to move forward your vision of reform of legal education in Ghana and beyond. Thank you very much.
We're grateful to you, Your Excellency, Daniel Krul, the German ambassador to Ghana, for your very insightful remarks and the warm diplomacy you seek to inject into our bilateral relations. Somehow I feel you are the reincarnation of John Benjamin. This morning, we gather here to celebrate our legal educational system, although it's bedeviled with some challenges. A breath of fresh air will certainly do at a point in time like this. I give to you, from Legon to the world, the Ebibi Kruma Dance Troupe. And those will be my dance moves when I become a lawyer. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bibi Groma dance troupe. We proceed this morning with remarks from the Minister for Justice and the Attorney General of the Republic of Ghana. Would you please make welcome the Honorable Godfred Dame.
Morning. Your Excellency, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the President of the Republic, the Honorable Joe Osei-Wusu, First Deputy Speaker, Parliament of Ghana, representing the Speaker of Parliament this morning, His Lordship Justice Jones Mawulom Doche, Justice of the Supreme Court of Ghana, representing the Chief Justice of the Republic, Justice of the Superior Court of Judicature, here in present. Special mention I make of my former teacher, Professor Henrietta Mensah-Bonsu. His Excellency, the Ambassador of the Republic, Federal Republic of Germany, Honorable Ministers of State, and I see my brother Samuel Abu-Janapor, Honorable Deputy Ministers, Honorable Members of Parliament, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana, Professor Nana Abba Appiah Ampofo, the Dean of the University of Ghana School of Law, Professor Raymond Akong-Buro Atuguba, the Director of Legal Education, the Ghana School of Law, Mr. Kwesi Prempeh-Ek, highly esteemed deans of law faculties in Ghana and abroad, distinguished members of law faculties in Ghana and abroad, representatives of international development partners, the media, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to be here this morning and to speak on a truly remarkable theme chosen for this all-important program, the future of legal education in Africa. In the discussion on the future of legal education is crucial to the sustenance of our nation, as throughout history, law has been responsible for shaping the development path of our nation. From the days of colonial domination to the promulgation of the Constitution in 1992, law has been deployed to direct the socio-economic and political course of our land. Thus, the convention executed on 6 March 1844, simply referred to as the Bond of 1844, by which the relations between the people of Southern Ghana and the British were formalized, was a legal instrument. The infamous partition of Africa was undertaken by the execution of a legal instrument described as a General Act by 14 European imperialists who gathered in Berlin from 1884 to February 1885. Indeed, the independence of Ghana was written in law through the passage of the Ghana Independence Act, which received royal assent on 7 February 1957. Law continued to shape the policies and visions of successive governments, dreams and aspirations of the people since independence. Every new administration has been ushered in by law. Even military regimes that abrogate the Constitution have been quick to put in place sets of military decrees to legitimize their reigns, as well as to formally abrogate the old constitutions. The political architecture of the current Republic of Ghana is a creation of the law. Ghana is built on a legal instrument, the Constitution, approved by a national referendum in April 1992. Did I say that the importance of a profession is assessed by its contribution to social progress and advancement? There is thus no doubt that law is a very powerful profession on which the safety, development, and prosperity of the nation rest. In this regard, it is irrefutable that the quality of a country's legal education determines the quality of the legal profession. The foundations of legal education were laid in 1958 with the establishment of the Ghana School of Law. Largely accommodated in the now literally exhausted and overstretched facilities in the heart of the business district of Accra, popularly known as Makola. The school, which commenced with a student population of 97, but now has well over 2,000 in all, has produced virtually all of the nation's legal resources required for Ghana's socio-economic and political development. They include President of the Republic, Chief Justice and members of the Judiciary, Attorney General, Speakers of Parliament and parliamentarians, senior public servants, judges serving on international courts, Chief Justice and other justices of the Superior Court in other countries like Kenya, Botswana, Zimbabwe, the Gambia, Sierra Leone, and others. International civil servants, teachers in universities in Ghana, and leading universities around the world. Evidently, the quality of products of Ghana's legal education since independence compares favorably with the very best around the world. Conversely, a contention that Ghana's legal education or law profession has served the nation poorly will clearly be mendacious or at best a gross exaggeration. In spite of this achievement, it is correct to say that the system of professional legal education is bedeviled with severe challenges arising out of the recent proliferation of law faculties and schools around running the Bachelor of Laws program without a corresponding increase in facilities for the professional law course. A consequent lowering of standards for the admission of students, substandard performances, and what have you. Mr. President, we have come far in the delivery of legal education in Ghana since 1958. A very honest examination of the facts will disclose that the system itself has over the decades, in a bid to live up to the circumstances of changing times, undergone a lot of evolution and reform. It has not been static, as some may want the world to believe, even though I hasten to add that the reform and evolution experienced by the system over the years has not been sufficient, for the simple reason that there has not been the necessary legislative backing. Indeed, up to the 2006-2007 academic year, only products of the University of Ghana were accepted into the Ghana School of Law. The law faculty of the University of Ghana was the only one accredited to conduct a Bachelor of Laws program leading to admission into the professional law course. In accordance with the entry requirements of the university, excellent performance at the General Certificate for Education, GCE advanced level, and a pass at an entrance examination were required. The entrance examination requirement was dispensed with at a point in time, but the requirement for exceptional academic performance at the GCE A level remained a sine qua non. Most of the students were fresh from secondary school, with only a small number above the age of 28 admitted as mature students. Consequent to admission, on the basis of their first year university examinations, some students offered law were eliminated from the law faculty, and they ended up pursuing other arts or social science courses in the humanities. As only 60 were eventually admitted to pursue a degree in law going to their second year. Of the 60, the first 40, in order of merit, were selected to pursue the Bachelor of Laws program, LLB. And I'm happy to say that at least I was one of them. While the remaining 20 pursued the Bachelor of Arts degree, BA Law. The competition for admission and the justify your inclusion, as we called it in our time, coupled with the general selection process for the coveted LLB program, was such as to assure quality and produce scholarship in the students pursuing the law program in Ghana. As recorded in an article entitled, and I quote, Reflections on Professional Legal Education in Ghana, an essay in honor of Bernard Joao Darucha, written by George Sapon, past director of the Ghana School of Law. The situation compelled the late B.J. Darucha to regularly announce to his students at his first lecture in civil procedure every academic year, and I quote, that your knowledge of the substantive law is irrebutably presumed, end of quote. In simple terms, in B.J. Darucha's candid view, having gone through all these processes of refinement, a person by the time he got to law school had a strong control over his substantive law. It was not at the law school that B.J. Darucha was going to teach you any substantive law. Your knowledge of same was irrebutably presumed. It is pertinent to indicate that in order to reasonably cater for the interests of mature students, the Ghana School of Law also conducted a 2-year program for degree holders in these subjects. Successful candidates joined the students from Legon to pursue the professional law course. This program, the Qualifying Certificate of Law, QCL, was scrapped in the 2000s, with the proliferation of several law degree awarding institutions. The monopoly of the University of Ghana over the LLB program was broken in 2003 with the establishment of a law faculty by the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in August of the same year. Since then, there has been a rocket of law faculties around the country with the accreditation of about 14 more in the public and private sector, bringing the total number of law faculties offering LLB currently to 15. Mr. President, I contend that even though on the evidence of what I have said so far, the system of legal education has undergone its own evolution and reform, the slowness of legislative reform to give proper legal backing and regulate same has proven to be the Achilles heel of legal education in the past 10 years. So whereas the LLB awarding faculties were accredited and regulated or supervised through the mechanisms in place to regulate academic faculties of the universities, the professional law course was by law operated and regulated by the General Legal Council. This disharmony necessarily implied an inconsistency and imbalance in standards for the two vital points of legal education in the country, i.e. the academic section for the learning of the theory of the law and the professional training institutions teaching the practical rules and procedures necessary for the practice of law. The absence of effective supervision over the LLB awarding faculties unfortunately contributed in large measure to the prevalence of unsatisfactory conditions militating against not only a sound academic environment, but also the production of students who were ill-prepared for admission to the Ghana School of Law. The report of a committee set up by the General Legal Council to assess faculties in the law faculties in 2019, the report of a committee set up by the General Legal Council to assess facilities at the law faculties in 2019 revealed very unhealthy conditions, including but not limited to the probably low lecturer-student ratio, absence of or poor library facilities, the setting of low entry requirements, hugely overcrowded lecture halls, students combining professional careers with attendance at lectures, and poor quality of teaching. Mr. President, the net effect of these problems was a generally low pass rate of applicants for admission to a professional law course. It was reported that one law faculty or school, in order to meet students' requirement for admission to the Ghana School of Law, in a record 3 weeks, organized a whole course in environmental law for its graduating class. Predictably, all the students passed. Surely, such LLB graduates will not. The huge numbers churned by the various law faculties in turn has been responsible for the unrelenting demands in the past 10 to 12 years for a liberalization of access to professional law course. In simple terms, the faculties had produced LLB graduates under conditions determined by them, and therefore they demanded admission to the Ghana School of Law for their students. I hold a fervent view that with the swell in the number of LLB holders, it has become imperative for us to rethink the delivery of legal education in Ghana. Indeed, the time has come for a proper scrutiny of the mechanisms for broadening access to legal education whilst safeguarding the integrity and quality of the profession. Any genuine attempt at the reform of professional legal education must first address the organization, scope, and content of LLB programs in the various law faculties or law schools. Mr. President, the destiny of the nation is at stake. A lot of honesty, good faith, and dispassionate introspection is required for this conference to achieve what I term the twin objective of broadening access to legal education whilst preserving the integrity and quality of the profession. I place emphasis on good faith because in recent times, the discussions bordering on the theme chosen for this conference has been characterized by a lot of politicking and petty point scoring for parochial ends. I will share with you a practical example. To my utter surprise and consternation, I saw a document being spread around social media and the mass media as the Attorney General's Legal Profession Bill. With unrestrained haste, various persons of high standing in society, including professors and senior lawyers, rushed to the media to make all manner of comments, virtually casting aspersions at the integrity of the Office of the Attorney General for coming up with such a bill. This they did without sparing even a split second to verify the accuracy of the information. Even though in truth and in fact, I was just a telephone call away for most of the commentators who were engaged in the commentary I'm talking about. May I take this opportunity to disclose that I have not come up with any new legal profession bill. In point of fact, there has not been any legal profession bill drafted by the Office of the Attorney General and Minister for Justice and Minister of Justice this year. No approval has been sought by me from Cabinet for a legal profession bill to be sent to Parliament, and for that matter, no legal profession bill has been submitted to Parliament. Even the most basic step we undertake as part of a process for legislative drafting, i.e. stakeholder engagement, has not been performed for any legal profession bill to be laid in Parliament. In 2019, 2 bills affecting the legal profession were laid before Parliament. One of them was a document being bandied around as a new legal profession bill prepared by me and laid in Parliament. Following the expiry of the life of the previous Parliament, the bill end of quote. I attached a copy of the draft, which was that the legal profession bill has been laid for the consideration of Parliament. It may be apt, especially, to reiterate an admonition I gave at the recent annual bar conference of the Ghana Bar Association, that the spread of false information poses a greater threat to cohesion in society, especially when it comes from senior lawyers. Mr. President, the nation deserves greater candor, objectivity, and more thoroughness at this all-important conference in the consideration of proposals for reform of legal education in Ghana than as has been demonstrated by some stakeholders in conversations on the subject matter in recent past. I'll proceed to make some observations on what I personally consider to be the best way to achieve the twin objective outlined above. And for the record, this does not represent a policy position by government. It is subject to discussions by all. The first observation I make is that the proposition that the existing law faculties or schools should undertake the professional law course may seem, with the greatest respect, a little rash. The proposition does not seem to take due cognizance of the fact that our system of legal education is modeled on the British system and distinguishes between the purely substantive academic aspects of the law and the practical components of legal education. The law faculties are designed and programmed to teach substantive law, whilst the Ghana School of Law sets out to focus on practical or professional legal education. The law faculties may thus appear to be ill-suited and or equipped to offer the professional law course. To add on the professional law course program presents a real risk of compounding the situation. Such a decision necessarily must result in a change in the policy direction of the institutions from purely academic institutions to the ones offering professional law course as well. Regard must be held to the additional infrastructure and acquisition of qualified personnel to teach a professional law course, which by their nature may not be the forte of merely a legal academic. In the spirit of maintaining a distinction between the academic teaching faculties of law and the requirement for professional training, I propose that the General Legal Council be given the power to license a number of law schools for the professional training of lawyers. These law schools will be required to undertake a professional law course in accordance with standards set by the General Legal Council. Upon the conclusion of the stipulated program, the students will be required to sit for a bar examination conducted by the General Legal Council. Towards this end, the mere possession of the LLB degree may not constitute automatic basis for entry to the Ghana School of Law, just as in other jurisdictions where they require at least a specific grade point for admission into the law school. Very importantly, the standards ought to be objective and published for all to see. As pertains in most jurisdictions, the standards ought not to be static. They should be adjusted in response to the needs and circumstances of the time. So, President, the operations of a law school is a high trust and not a private enterprise for the benefit of its faculty. And as with every fiduciary function, it must be treated as a stewardship for which there is accountability to the public, to the concept of the rule of law, and to the principles of justice. To meet this high trust, the system of legal education must have the support of the Ghana Bar and the judiciary. I cannot conclude my address without a comment on the oft-lamented low pass rate of the Ghana School of Law in recent times. The phenomenon of low pass rate in professional legal training is not peculiar to the Republic of Ghana. Neither is it peculiar to the law profession. We cannot lose sight of the fact that professions like medicine, accounting, and what have you have similar stories of very low pass rate over the years. At the inception of the Ghana School of Law, only 97 students were admitted, and this had to be selected out of a total of 600 applicants. In the 2019 bar examinations in Kenya, for instance, only 308 out of 1,572 students who sat passed and or qualified for admission to the Kenya bar. In the 2020 bar final examination results released by the Sierra Leone Law School, only 29 out of 179 students who sat for the examinations passed. Owing to the overarching concern for maintenance of standards, the Charlotte Law School, or Charlotte School of Law in the United States, fully accredited, was shut down in 2017 for poor performance and compliance issues hinging on the school's admission processes and practices, which were considered not to be sufficient guarantee of quality. I am aware that the pass mark for this year's qualified lawyers training scheme in the United Kingdom, which is akin to our post-core law program, was 62%. But I'm sure in Ghana, the pass mark is definitely only 50%. It is eminently clear from the instances cited above that qualification to the bar is a serious matter anywhere. It requires robust institutions and dedicated students. A poorly trained lawyer is a menace to society and a liability to the administration of justice. Members of Ghana's legal fraternity can only be as good as the education they receive. This occasion thus calls for a lot of sobriety, deep thinking, and proper reflection on how we can, going forward, maintain, if not improve, the reputation of Ghana for a sound and robust legal system. Once again, I commend the University of Ghana School of Law for taking the bold step to offer this platform where we bring to the fore the challenges facing legal education in Africa today and an attempt to address them. It is my expectation that over the course of these 4 days, we will take the bull by the horns, thoroughly thrash out the challenges facing legal education, and pave the way for a better future in legal education. I hope the report from the conference will be a useful tool for the processes of reform of legal education in Ghana. I urge all stakeholders to cooperate with me as a set-time minister to ultimately develop a legal profession bill which will stand the test of time for many decades to come. God bless you all. God bless Samuel and Ghana.
A blend of progressive views and penetrating insights culminating in calls for us to be honest, show good faith, have dispassionate objectivity, and above all, thoroughness. We thank you ever so much, the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Republic, the Honorable Godfrey Dame. I believe this is where the court can take a recess. But no. What is the bar without a bench? For which reason we're pleased this morning to receive the Acting Chief Justice of the Republic, speaking on behalf of His Lordship, the Chief Justice. Make welcome His Lordship Justice Doche, Acting Chief Justice of the Republic.
Thank you. His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana, Right Honorable Joseph Osei-Owusu, First Deputy Speaker of Parliament, representing the Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Godfrey Dame, Attorney General and Minister for Justice, the landlady of this place, Professor Nana Abba Appiah-Ampho, Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana, the media, ladies and gentlemen, I'll stand on all other existing protocols. Indeed, I just want to make a slight correction. My lease as Acting Chief Justice expired over the weekend. And I'm here representing the Chief Justice, who is unavoidably absent today because of a pressing personal commitment elsewhere. Thank you very much. The AG has actually dealt with a lot of the issues I'm supposed to raise in my paper, so I'll skip those to save time, The paper will be submitted to Professor Raymond Atuguba for discussion during the course of the week. I'm, however, delighted to join all of you here in Legon today to speak on a topic that has occupied my mind since I became Chief Justice almost 2 years ago. So you can understand that I'm speaking on behalf of the Chief Justice. He also asked me to use this opportunity to welcome the deans and lecturers of law who have joined us from other parts of Africa and the entire world, both physically and virtually. Ghanaians are delightfully welcoming, and I hope you enjoy your stay here to the fullest. Ladies and gentlemen, it would be counterproductive of us to attempt to carve out a future for legal education without studying the past and present state of legal education in our country and our continent. The history has already been stated, so I'll just say that the Ghanaian story is as follows. As soon as Ghana gained independence in 1957, the government of the day resolved to put in place measures for the training of lawyers in the country. This was occasioned by growing demands by Ghanaians for legal service. That led to the Legal Practitioners Act of 1958, and the rest, they say, is history. Now, since becoming chairperson of the General Legal Council, the CJ has stated that the country has faced a lot concerning legal education. And we have always maintained that a true resolution of the problems we face requires sober reflection, effective dialogue between and among all stakeholders, and long-sighted planning. That is why this conference deserves as much support as we can give it. Over the years, the General Legal Council has collaborated with the National Accreditation Board, now Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, on a monitoring and evaluation exercise of the various accredited faculties, and we have published our findings. On the back of these findings, plans have commenced to review the development of curricula, methods of instruction, and admission criteria to the various faculties. The institutions offering the LLB program will also undergo more rigorous processes before they are approved. The criteria for assessment of these institutions will include the types of programs, the qualifications of academic staff, student-teacher ratios, library holdings, physical facilities, amongst others. Once issues of quality assurance are out of the way, it is expected that properly equipped faculties will be accredited to provide professional training and education, a step that will reduce the burden on the Ghana School of Law and consequently increase access to professional legal education. Quality control measures are very important. The General Legal Council has also embarked on massive stakeholder consultations towards finding a lasting solution. It is in this regard that I wish to confirm what the AG has said, that in his letter to the General Legal Council, he asked the Council to undertake broad stakeholder consultations that will lead eventually to the presentation of a bill to Parliament. So I was also really surprised to have heard in the media last week that a bill has been presented to Parliament on legal education. That is not the case at all. In fact, the General Legal Council has given the Bar Association and other stakeholders up to the end of January to hold the necessary stakeholder consultations and report to the Council for a decision to be made. Now, what is the legal framework of legal education in Ghana? The AG has mentioned them: Legal Profession Act 1960, Act 32, Legal Profession, Professional Conduct and Etiquette Rules 2020, LI 2423, Legal Profession, Professional and Post-Call Law Course Regulations 2018, LI 2355, Legal Profession, Professional and Post-Call Law Course Amendment Regulations 2020, LI 2427. Now, the following are the draft bills that have been mentioned and are in the public domain. The exact number of the private members' bills that we are aware of is not known, but we know that there's a private members' bill to deal with legal education reform. The Attorney General's bill to amend the Legal Profession Act is yet to be presented to Parliament. The General Legal Council and the Board of Legal Education are in charge of management and policy direction in respect of legal education in Ghana. The Independent Examinations Committee, IEC, conducts the examinations on behalf of the General Legal Council and the Board of Legal Education, respectively. What is the current state of legal education in Ghana, and is there a need for reform? The current state of legal education is not the best, hence the need for this conference. The Ghana School of Law lacks capacity relative to the number of graduates from the various law faculties. The Ghana School of Law has admitted varying number of students in various years, and the numbers have been as low as just a little over 100 and as high as over 1,000. The school is running multiple streams at the moment at various campuses, since all the students cannot be in one stream. There is a general opinion shared by stakeholders that there is a need for expansion, hence the Law Village project, which His Excellency, the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, was gracious enough to cut the sword a few months ago and provided funds for the construction. Legal education in Ghana lacks a clear policy direction. The numerous changes within a short period of time concerning the structure, so the number of years should be done at the Ghana School of Law, has contributed to this complete lack of direction. There are always contentions and legal issues with entrance exams, indicating the need for a broader stakeholder consultation. The structure of the governing body for legal education may require some revision. There are two views presently advocating for the separation of legal education from the judicial service as prevails in the UK, whereas another group are of the view that the current system is appropriate. The Ghana Bar Association should play a greater role in legal education as is done in various jurisdictions, e.g. the US and South Africa. The state and quality of legal education in the various law faculties should be improved. There was a recent report, as I referred to, by the General Legal Council, which raised serious concerns in terms of quality of education in the various law faculties. There should be a revision of the accreditation process for the law faculties. This is because law is a bifurcated profession. You study the academic courses in the universities and you come to the School of Law for the professional law course. As the AG referred to, it is assumed, your knowledge of substantive law is assumed. And therefore, when you come to the professional law, you do not go back to substantive law. But if you are building on wishy-washy or sandy soil, your foundation will not be strong at all. That is what we want to prevent. Quality control is very important. Based on the above reasons, there is the need for some reform in legal education. Now, we have a number of subjects taught at the Ghana School of Law. These are family law and practice, civil procedure, criminal procedure, interpretation of deeds and statutes, law of evidence, conveyancing and drafting, law, practice management and legal accountancy, advocacy and legal ethics, alternative dispute resolution, company law, and commercial practice. There has been some thought that the number of 2 years spent at the Ghana School of Law is too long. So, well, at this forum, you can decide and think which of these 10 subjects can be offloaded to the faculties to teach, and those that will remain for the Ghana School of Law to teach within 1 year. If you think the 2 years is too long, then make those recommendations at the end of your discussions during the course of the week. Now, what are the other reforms that may be considered and implemented if approved? Setting up of multiple schools under the Ghana School of Law, or extension of license to law or competently run law faculties to run the law school program. That is another option you might consider. As a long-term policy that may be considered, the Ghana School of Law may be reconstituted into a certifying body, and the law faculties allowed to provide legal education, provided they can do so with the qualified faculty. 3, setting down a policy plan for the next 5 years in legal education based on broad stakeholder consultations. And then setting up a committee to review the current legal structure, particularly the governing boards, to inform any changes or reforms. Government should allocate funds for the development of legal education, and an advisory committee of experts in legal education should be set up to assist the various faculties in adapting legal education to improve quality and structure at the universities. The Ghana Bar Association may be given a greater role in legal education policy as it is done in some other jurisdictions if they show their competence. 7, the accreditation process of law faculties in universities be reviewed and tightened to ensure quality control and not merely issuing of degrees to students who may not be deserving of it. The pupillage system and course content of the law school be reassessed based on the recent concern of various stakeholders about the drop in quality of graduates from the School of Law and invariably from the law faculties in the universities. The Law Village project, estimated to ramp up capacity for training by an additional 1,005 students, which I believe is another initiative that presents a commendable means of addressing the infrastructural deficit, should be pursued vigorously. With the commencement of work, I am hopeful that the edifice will be completed in due time to increase physical capacity for training lawyers in Ghana. Conclusion. Before I take my seat, His Excellency, the President, let me belabor the point of the importance of an intellectual and informed dialogue to finding a timeless solution to the problems that confront legal education. While this issue remains a seasonal one of interest, deliberate efforts like these to constructively discuss and profile a way forward are rare. It is my hope, and the hope of the other members of the General Legal Council, that we will be furnished with the report from this constructive activity to enable us to play our part. I assure you of our unflinching support towards the resolution of these problems that persist in the training of new lawyers. On this note, I once again wish you all a pleasant experience throughout the conference. May this gathering and its findings contribute to the cessation of the annual need to revisit the challenges of legal education in Ghana and aid in the resolution of what is fast becoming a continental problem. Thank you, and God bless you.
We're grateful to you, our Justice of the Supreme Court, representing the Chief Justice, Justice Jones Duche. Thank you for calling us to flexibility in our methods while ensuring high quality control through a series of reforms, through our curriculum and many others. It finally stops with the Parliament of Ghana. Today we're joined by, please, are you acting or you are the first deputy? Ladies and gentlemen, the first Deputy Speaker of the Parliament of Ghana. Would you please make welcome the Right Honorable Joe Osei-Wusu.
His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana, His Lordship Justice Jones Duche, Justice of the Supreme Court representing the Chief Justice, the Honorable Minister for Justice and Attorney General, Mr. Godfrey Dame, His Excellency Daniel Krugh, the German Ambassador to Ghana, Honorable Ministers of State, Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana, Professor Nana Abba Appiah Amfo, the Dean of the University of Ghana School of Law, Professor Raymond Atugubah, the Director of Legal Education at the Ghana School of Law, Mr. Kwesi Prempeh Ek, the highly esteemed Deans of the Law Faculties in Ghana and abroad, distinguished members of the law faculties in Ghana and abroad, representatives of international development, the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, may I crave your indulgence to recognize Professor Akila Kwabsoya. He was the Vice Chancellor who admitted me to the University of Ghana. Yes. It is indeed a great honor and pleasure to be here at my alma mater 41 years after completing LLB. I'm sure you recognize that the 41 years does not refer to me. It refers to Mr. Speaker. Which marked the first step in my journey to becoming a lawyer. It brings back the many fond memories of my course mates and I attending lectures and spending sleepless nights studying in the hope of one day becoming lawyers and joining the fraternity of learned men and women. I want to thank the University of Ghana School of Law for the opportunity to speak at such an auspicious occasion. The timeliness of an initiative such as this conference, which seeks to focus on forging a strategic direction for legal education in Ghana and Africa in an era of globalization, cannot be overemphasized. This is especially true given the role of the legal profession in the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goal number 16, which focuses on the promotion of peaceful and inclusive societies for the sustainable development of the provision of access to justice for all and the building of effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. SDG 16 is particularly pertinent and relevant to the legal fraternity because we are the heart of the rule of law and justice. At the heart of the rule of law and justice ecosystem. If the rule of law and justice ecosystem were a car, lawyers would be described as the gears and pedals which trigger movement within the system in one way or the other. If Ghana wishes to continue playing a leading role on the African continent and in the Committee of Nations, we must think long and hard about the role of our future lawyers, the role our future lawyers will play in the transformation which we train the lawyers of tomorrow. The teaching and learning of the law have been greatly affected by the digital age, particularly in the wake of COVID-19, which has highlighted the need for online platforms as means of instruction and interaction. As much as the world has changed in the last century, it continues to change and shows no signs of slowing down. The introduction of artificial intelligence, or AI, and software programming are just few scientific innovations which promise to further transform the way to do business and consequently the way we teach, learn, and practice the law. In order for us to keep up with the current trends and not to miss out on the gains which can be derived from these innovations and developments, reform is inevitable. We should not be afraid of change, but rather embrace it as an integral ingredient of growth and development. As some of you may already know, efforts are currently underway to bring before Parliament a legal profession bill to reform the existing legal regime and regulate the practice of law in Ghana. Let me take this opportunity to assure Ghanaians that Parliament shall not fail in its constitutional duty under Article 109 of the Constitution to regulate professional trade and business organizations to promote standard and quality delivery of services. Parliament shall accordingly scrutinize and debate the bill thoroughly, both at the committee and plenary levels. There is also currently a private member's bill in the offing to amend Legal Profession Act of 1960. As Speaker, I will ensure that both bills receive the full attention of Parliament, and where necessary, consolidating will be made. Therefore, the above efforts notwithstanding, the goal of reforming our legal profession cannot succeed without tackling legal education. Indeed, there is no better place to start reforming the legal profession in Ghana than restructuring the framework of legal education and training. It is no secret that professional legal education in Ghana has been in a rather tumultuous state for the past few years. It has become an annual feature in our news cycle to hear of mass rejection of candidates who apply for the professional law course at the Ghana School of Law. There has been a great deal of public discourse on this issue of mass law school exam failures, which has even resulted in the presentation of petitions by aggrieved candidates to the President, to Parliament, and sometimes resulted in demonstrations by concerned Ghanaians. It is refreshing to note that the General Legal Council has amicably resolved the controversy surrounding the 499 group of law school applicants. Mr. Chairman, expanding legal education and maintaining high professional standards are not mutually exclusive. We must resolve to find ways to do this without compromising quality. This is the burden we bear as leaders. We are meant to be problem solvers, not problem avoiders. We must take the bull by the horn and devise a comprehensive solution to the teething problems facing both access to and quality of legal education in Ghana. We must endeavor to think globally, even as we work to design systems for addressing both domestic or international problems. And education which does not prepare its recipients to fit into the global economy will have very limited value. I therefore wish to use this opportunity to charge all the participants in this conference to engage in vigorous intellectual discourse aimed at finding ways to supply Africa with this much-needed legal expertise. We should use this gathering as a platform to develop ideas for the provision of world-class and dynamic professionals in the field of law in Ghana and Africa. Professionals who can employ their skills to help end the scourge of poor governance, weak institutions, and civil conflicts on the African continent. If we commit to building synergies at this conference, transform the landscape of legal training and practice in Africa, we will surely be one step closer to helping Africa finally claim its rightful place on the world stage and spearhead a new era of development among African countries. Thank you very much for your attention, and I look forward to receiving a positive outcome. Thank you.
Many thanks to the Speaker of the Parliament of Ghana through his first deputy, ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Joe Osei-Wusu. A round of applause. If you're just joining us online, we welcome you to the University of Ghana School of Law and to the International Conference on the Future of Legal Education in Ghana and Africa. We do this tying into the launch of the University of Ghana School of Law Endowment Fund. We're dwelling on a very important theme, the future of legal education in Ghana and Africa. This morning, it is with joy that we welcome in our midst a lawyer, a legislator who rose to the office of Attorney General. And ladies and gentlemen, we celebrate him for his strong advocacy for civic betterment, fidelity to the rule of law, and limited government. I give to you the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
First Deputy Speaker of Parliament and Member of Parliament for Bekwai, the Justice of the Supreme Court representing the Chief Justice, Attorney General, Minister for Lands and Natural Resources and Member of Parliament for Damangu, the Chairperson of Parliament's Committee on Subsidiary Legislation and Member of Parliament for Bolga East, Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana, Dean of the University of Ghana School of Law, eminent academics from home and abroad. I'm particularly happy to see my senior and old friend, Akila Kwasoya, here. The Omahine of Asokore traditional area, and the German ambassador to Ghana, fellow Ghanaians, ladies and gentlemen. I say a big thank you to the organizers of this conference for their invitation to me to be part of this gathering that has set itself the task of finding an answer to one of the vexed questions of our time, the future of legal education in Ghana. I know that we've congregated in this room a lot of legal brains drawn from in and outside Ghana. There are practitioners, there are jurists, and there are law lecturers. A warm welcome, Akwaba, to our guests from law faculties around Africa and the world. The legal profession has always attracted a lot of jokes, some of which cut very close to the bone. Here's one of such jokes that I believe best illustrates the point that I wish to make here. It says that most people ask questions because they want to find an answer. But barristers never ask a question unless they already know the answer. My dear friends, on the matter that has brought us together here today, may I plead that we disappoint the lawyer critics. Let us show that we do not already have the answer to the question we have come to ask about the future of legal education. Let us show that we have come with open minds, ready to listen and find an answer to the problem we face. We have a legal education system here in Ghana that has served us well. Lawyers have played significant and critical roles in our society. They were in the forefront of the fight for our nation's freedom from colonial rule, and have since then been also in the forefront of the struggle to establish our governance system on democratic values and respect for human rights and the rule of law. The early lawyers were trained abroad, and it is not surprising, therefore, that they were few. Since the opening of the law faculty at the University of Ghana, and the subsequent setting up of the Ghana Law School at Mokola, we've by and large trained our lawyers here at home. The structure that served our needs when the population of our country was just 6 million at independence can obviously not serve our needs today when our population is 31 million. This is not a problem faced by legal education alone. It is a problem faced by every sector of our economy and our lives. I suspect that there is not a more popular video that regularly makes the rounds than the ones of children attending school under trees or inappropriate surroundings. The problem we face in legal education is not only the lack of physical structures. The law that regulates the legal profession, the Legal Profession Act, for example, was passed in 1960, at the time when my father was at the height of his practice at the bar. He was indeed part of the group that authored the act. More than 60 years later, it is obvious that it cannot be fit for purpose in 21st century Ghana. Some of the current arguments that have ensued about legal education have tended to be simply about numbers. There are those who say that nothing should stand in the way of anyone who wants to become a lawyer. Certainly not the unavailability of space in the Ghana Law School. This argument leads seamlessly to accusations of elitism and the legal profession being reserved for mostly men of a certain privileged position in our society. I would like to think, and I would say, we have surely moved on from such fears, and we're securely in a position where every Ghanaian child can aspire to and achieve his dreams. I must add quickly, I do believe passionately that in opening up the opportunities, there should be no compromise on quality. A badly trained lawyer is a danger to society. A badly trained lawyer can cause untold damage to life and property. And a badly trained lawyer will bring the legal profession into dispute much faster than any revolution. I do not reserve my passion for people being well trained in their profession for only lawyers. I doubt that anyone will argue over an assertion that a badly trained plumber is a veritable danger to society. We need a lot of plumbers, but I'm sure nobody will suggest that we should cut corners in the training of lawyers. We need a lot of doctors, but I'm certain no one will tolerate the concept of a badly trained doctor or a badly trained engineer or teacher. I suggest we do not try to find a solution to the problem we face by compromising on the quality of training. Apart from the extra buildings that are obviously needed to accommodate the extra numbers, we must ensure that there are enough accomplished leaders to teach the courses. I do not break any secret code, I'm sure, if I say here that some of the new faculties are struggling because they do not have enough qualified law teachers. No matter how good the lecturers in Legon are, and they are good, a lecturer of the law faculty here cannot possibly teach adequately all the classes in all the universities for which he has lent his name for accreditation. In our current legal system, there's a mandatory requirement to have a law degree and a professional qualifying certificate to enable one to practice law. This is the profession that calls itself the learned profession. I do not intend to rehash old arguments, but it is a fact that throughout the history of the legal profession, some of the brightest and eventually famous legal practitioners and judges did not do law as first degrees. I can think of two immediately. My own father got his first degree, part 1 in mathematics, and part 2 in philosophy, politics, and economics. And the celebrated English judge, Lord Denning, got his degree in chemistry. No one can question their grasp of the law. I make the point only that whatever system we set up, we must train educated lawyers. That is what this gathering must concern itself with. How to ensure that the lawyers we train here know the law. We must be sure that before anyone is licensed to hang up his shingle and is released onto an unsuspecting public, that that person has a firm grip on the law. We must be sure that such a person is trained to have the discipline and integrity that go with being a lawyer. Such a person must be confident and able to challenge colleagues anywhere in the world. Every time we deal with the international community, be it in business transactions or diplomatic exchanges, there are legal considerations. History is full of instances where African countries have signed away their rights and or riches because we did not have matching legal representation. Many of the current governance problems we have stem from the non-availability of lawyers along the bureaucratic chain. And anybody who has been in national administration would readily agree that we need more and more lawyers, not fewer. I'm told that there was a dramatic surge in interest in the legal profession and the study of the law in the aftermath of Ghana's first ever full-blown presidential election petition in 2013, which was fully televised and which I was privileged to initiate. If the search for justice in the courts of law can motivate people to aspire to be lawyers, we should be able to maintain the momentum of these eager minds and not frustrate them. I believe that even if the new Legal Profession Act, which is under consideration, provides for a multiplicity of law schools to regulate the teaching of the professional examinations and break the monopoly of the General Legal Counsel in that regard, there can be no substitute for the General Legal Counsel being responsible for the maintenance of standards in the new system. A reform of the system under which legal education currently operates is necessary to accommodate our current realities. The system we come up with will have to be guided by a strong element of sustainability. Sustainable legal education will have as its base the establishment of a regime that will consider the pressing needs of the growing law student population and the expected demands of the generation unborn that will study law. It will be qualitative in its operation, but with a fair and balanced quantitative selection system. I've already asked the Attorney General to fast-track the process of consultations on the new legal professional bill and lay it before Cabinet and ultimately Parliament as soon as possible. This bill aims to address comprehensively the issues of legal education in Ghana today. It must dispel the notion that the legal profession is a guild, a small club of mostly men, which is difficult to penetrate. It must also streamline the regulatory dualism between the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission and the General Legal Counsel when it comes to legal education. I have to restate my conviction that the General Legal Counsel must have the final say. Yes, we will still be faced with resource problems which have always been a distraction to Africa's development drive. However, we may tap into various resources, including the endowment fund our launched today, to finance the implementation of solutions for the future of legal education in Ghana. I call on private and public sector CEOs who are here today or listening to us to join in the crusade of supporting the design of a system of legal education that will provide the lawyers they so badly need in their companies, enterprises, and institutions. It is my fervent hope that the new Legal Profession Act and the various regulations that will result from it will bring the many issues surrounding legal education in Ghana to fruitful resolution once and for all, at least for this generation. May God bless legal education in us all, and may God bless our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong. I thank you for your
The President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, another round of applause. And this is how we bring closure to the first part of our engagement, which is the opening ceremony of the International Conference on the Future of Legal Education in Ghana and the launch of Ghana School of Law's Endowment Fund. We shall now have Thus, we urge you to please visit our website, law.ug.edu.gh. When you go there, the steps are very easy to follow. For 4 inspirational days, you can choose to be part of any of the segments, and you will be the better for it. Okay? Mr. President, it falls to you now to officially launch the the University of Ghana School of Law Endowment Fund. With a promise to ensure fiscal responsibility and financial viability, and sending a message of a planned long-term sustainability.
Yes, my understanding is that already many lawyers, judges, and law firms have already contributed to the endowment fund. So as a senior lawyer myself, I have also to make a donation, and I'm doing so, a personal donation of 100,000 cedis to the fund. Unfortunately, I was derelict. I didn't consult the Minister of Finance before coming here to see the pledge that government will also make. So I don't want to preempt that consultation. I'll consult him, and in due course, the Vice Chancellor and the Dean of the faculty will know about the pledge that government is also going to make directly and through the GET Fund. So with that, I encourage everybody to try and contribute to this very worthwhile cause. And hopefully very soon we will have a legal education system that we can all live with comfortably. God bless the process. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, the President of the Republic. And for this gesture alone, Mr. President, I can tell you that Dr. Dominic Aine has been so touched, and he says that he will even withdraw his shall I say it? His private member's bill. Please, a round of applause for him. I guess this is all I was waiting for to enter the School of Law, and with this, Mr. President, I say thank you for ensuring my admission next year. At 40 with a wife and 3 side chicks, it will be hard, but God will help me. It falls to me now to say thank you to you, Mr. President, for your presence here and for this warm gesture. It is greatly appreciated. We promise you that we shall deliberate and revert with very good outcomes on the future of legal education in Ghana and Africa. To us all, today we are called upon, amongst other things, to be honest, to show good faith, to dispassionately be objective, to be thorough, to be flexible in our methods, but most importantly, ensure quality control as we build synergies and be fully open-minded to ensure the sustainability and relevance of our profession. If I take anything away at all from this, it is the fact that the importance of any profession is measured by its contribution to society. The Honorable Godfrey Dame leaves us with this. I pray that it stays with us all from now until time is no more. My name is Jerry Ajololu, and I pray the blessings of God Almighty on this great initiative, on you, the President of the Republic, and us all, our homeland Ghana, and may He make us great and strong. We shall please rise for the President's salute. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated for a brief moment. Mr. President, respectfully, would like to have 3 short photographs right at the front with all the members of the high table, the front row of the high table. The front row of the high table, respectfully, I invite you to take your place down for a group photograph. Shall we? We shall have 3 very short photographs. Mr. President, respectfully, I invite you to the middle. And now, Mr. President, respectfully, 3 very short photographs with the front row of the high table and the Dean of the School of Law. Police band, please bring it down. Thank you very much. Let me invite all provosts and deans and directors to please come up to the stage to join the President of the Republic and the official party. All deans and provosts, please come up. And the last will be with all the conference chairs, speakers, panelists, moderators, and rapporteurs. Let's go up. Please, let's go up. Yeah. Let's go up. Yes, sure. The last photograph will be an exclusive with the President of the Republic, the Vice Chancellor, and the Dean of the School of Law. The President of the Republic, the Vice Chancellor, and the Dean of the School of Law. The President of the Republic requests the company of Professor Akila Pasoya and Nana Dr. S.K.B. Asante for an exclusive. And all justices of the Supreme Court, your lordships, your ladyships. We say thank you, Mr. President. May God bless you.